Hey folks, Jay here with RLA Advisors.
Bobby here. Glad to have you back.
Good to see you.
Today's subject for this particular one, we're still on bondage and discipline.
Yay, BDSM.
Is BDSM abusive? So, all right. I don't even know where to begin on this one, but it was a lot of people asked about this one, so we're going to address it. And before we go on, it is happy birthday time in the Simsick household.
It is.
Yeah.
My daughter's turning 8.
8. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Going on 92, I think. She's got more experience than we do in some things. All right, so bondage and discipline, is it abusive? First, let's start with what's abusive. That's a term. It's got to be moralized. It's got to be good and bad. How are we going to deal with that? So first, try to figure out what's abusive to you, and is it abusive? So the question, I think, comes from more of ignorance than it does anything else.
Well, I would also say that, definitely ignorance for sure. I definitely agree with that. The one thing I was going to say was that abusive, you said it, was moral. So at some point, if you take the morality out of it, is BDSM abusive only if you let it be, and only if you're on the outside and you think it is.
Right.
And that's just my opinion, but if you take the morality away from it, all the meaning around abusive, you either like what you're doing or you don't. And if you don't like it and your partner still continues, then that may be abusive in what you terms as abusive. But if you kind of have to take the morality away from it for a second just to talk about it.
You can also say, is it abusive, and if so, is it enjoyable abuse?
Maybe.
That's possible as well, right?
Is it?
Well, I think so. I think that part of what goes on in the mental state of a dominant and a submissive is some sort of, in some cases, humiliation. In some cases, it is abusive vulgarity, but it's also well received in some cases.
I wouldn't call that abuse, though.
Well, see, that's the thing. It
comes to definition.
Exactly.
You have to define it.
Yeah, so when I say ignorance, it's somebody who's speaking completely out of turn. And we both wrote articles on the blog when 50 Shades first came out.
Yep.
And there were so many people that were moralistically looking at this thing and saying, oh, it's taking advantage of a young girl. The reality was, if you've read the book, she entered into this agreement willingly. So it's something that they both wanted to do.
Yeah.
So is BDSM abusive? I would say you can term it that if you'd like, but I don't believe the people that participate in it would say that it is.
Right.
Yeah. So now we get past that a little bit. Are you, as a viewer, asking, is it abusive, and how should I feel about it if me and my significant other want to participate in it? Well, you have to answer that question.
Right. So let's just because talking conceptually can get confusing sometimes.
Right.
So let's just put something out on the table.
All right.
Okay? If my wife comes home and I ask her to get naked, and she does, she complies, and then I start beating the shit out of her with a riding crop, and she doesn't like it, and she keeps staying, she says, no, thank you, stop, and I continue, that might be from her point of view abusive.
I could see where you could say that.
If we did the same scenario and she says, yes, I like it, continue, and I continue, that's not necessarily abusive.
No, but a third person from the outside could.
A third person looking in might say, from a morality standpoint,
Right.
that that's abusive.
Yeah.
But I think abuse comes from one person.
Right.
The
view.
person, yes, and the person, in my opinion, the person who is having something done to them has to determine whether or not that's abusive or not.
So how do you take it when she says to you to get naked and she wants to beat you with a riding crop?
I get excited, my nipples get hard, and I kind of...
Okay, that ends this one. I'm Bobby McFadden. Hey, leave us a
folks.
message below. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
If you'd like to see Jay naked with a riding crop.
You won't see that, but if you agree or not agree or whatever you want to say, just leave us some comments, all right?
Absolutely.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye now.
See ya.